So, as an activist, I've always believed in structural changes. So we're going to change the structure of this world for a little bit. And also, I believe in the old Archimedes saying, give me a strong place to stand and I will move the earth. So I'm here with my feet firmly planted because I believe that this is hollow ground. I believe that before Ottawa Hills became established, this was a land for the Native Americans. I believe that the changes that we need to see in the world start within ourselves. So as an educator, I'm going to teach y'all some stuff.
Take us to school, Miss Leonard.
This movement got started many years ago. I know in 2017 there was some shaking. I know in 2015 there was some movements between communities of color. I know in the 60s there was structural change that was taking place. But I just want to give you a little context for what I'm fighting for and standing up here for today. I'm standing up for Ahmaud Arbery, who couldn't go jogging while black. I'm standing up here for Atiana Jefferson and Botham Jean, who couldn't relax in their own homes while being black. I'm standing here for Jonathan Farrell and Renisha McBride, who couldn't ask for help after being in a car crash because they were black. I'm here for Stephon Clark, who simply had a cell phone, and that was enough to target and kill him, also for being black. I'm here for Jordan Davis, who couldn't play loud music while being black, and Jordan Edwards, who couldn't leave a party and get to safety while being black, for Ayanna Jones, who couldn't sleep while being black. I'm here for Mike Brown, who couldn't walk to a corner store, Tamir Rice, who couldn't play cops and robbers in his own park, for the Charleston Nine, who couldn't go to church, for Trayvon Martin, who couldn't walk home with Skittles and iced tea, for Sean Bell, who couldn't hold a hairbrush while leaving his own bachelor party. I'm here for Oscar Grant, who, couldn't go to a New Year's party, for Sandra Bland, who couldn't get a normal traffic ticket while being black.
That's right.
I'm here for Philando Castile, who couldn't lawfully carry a weapon as a black man. Or for Corey Jones, whose car couldn't break down on a public road while being black and make it home. I'm here for John Crawford, who couldn't shop at Walmart, or Terrence Crutcher, who couldn't have a disabled vehicle, or Keith Scott, who couldn't read a book, or Clifford Glover, 10 years old, walking with his grandfather, but was black, so that was enough to make him a target. I'm here for Claude Reese, who couldn't decorate for a party, Randy Evans, who couldn't ask a cop a question, Yvonne Smallwood, who couldn't cash a check, Amadou Diallo, who couldn't reach for his wallet while being black, Walter Scott, who couldn't run, Eric Garner, who couldn't breathe, Breonna Taylor, who couldn't be in her own home, Tony McDade, who couldn't exist. I'm here for all of those countless black bodies who were taken down in the primes of their lives, simply for existing in a society that saw white as right and black as a target. I'm also here today to ask for each and every ally who is present to start those difficult conversations, to have accountability. And yes, it starts by showing up here. It starts by standing with the Black Lives Matter movement. It starts by having conversations with friends and family who you normally avoid because of their ideologies. You take the problem to them. Yes. You acknowledge that you will not tolerate hateful speech or rhetoric whenever you are in their presence, and you expect them.
That's right.
You expect them to change their ways. And if they can't change their ways, then a relationship with you is no longer an option. There has to be consequences and accountability for standing up for Black lives. But also, I'm asking for you to do a little bit of self-reflection. And if you've done it, that's wonderful. And I'm asking you to take what you've done into your community. That means unlearning a lifetime of cultural conditioning. That means that when it comes to doing the work, it's not the responsibility of black and brown people to tell you what to do.
That's right.
Google is free.
That's right.
It's thinking of your privilege when you're in rooms where no black people are. It's making sure that you hold everyone accountable for what they say or do. It's making sure that once this is over, that there continue to be workshops and trainings and book clubs, not that are led by black people, but black people are invited into the conversation. Black people shouldn't be expected to lead these book clubs. Black people shouldn't be expected to do all of the emotional labor of having to relive trauma in order for you to get a better understanding. Once again, YouTube is also free. I'm talking about structural and systemic changes.
That's right.
And while I appreciate the school board for being out here, real change happens when every single book that is on that list on that table of how to teach our young children how to recognize the importance and the power and the stories of black children, men and women, those are all in the Ottawa Hills Schools library.
Good.
And I'm talking to you all because I know that it's not just going to happen in a day. I know it's not going to, real change doesn't happen in a week or a month or a year. I honestly expect everyone a year from now when Facebook pops up and you see the pictures that you took here, that you are so much further academically and socially from where you are today that you don't even recognize yourself.
That's right.
This is lifelong work. Like the young man, John, like he said, this is the work that grandparents and great-grandparents have been doing. This is the work that was trying to be dismantled 400 years ago when Africans, not slaves, when Africans were brought over to the States, to the Caribbean islands. We've been trying to dismantle white supremacy since the beginning of America.
That's right.
So it's not something that changes quickly. It's not something that's convenient. It's not simply a hashtag. It's not simply showing up one time. It's making sure that if you are a resident of Ottawa Hills, that means that you should be able to go out and economically support black businesses.
That's right.
You should be investing not only socially but fiscally into the fight. Because this work, while we do it as volunteers, it's not free. This work continues well after the stages have been dismantled and the protesters go home. This is continued emotional labor that I am more than willing to do because I know that Ottawa Hills can become a neighborhood where I see twice as many people and 4 times as much diversity.
Yes.
It's about leveraging your access.
Yes.
Each one of you here has access. Each one of you, I can almost guarantee, has been in a room where it's all white people. And that's when you bring up the struggle. That's when you bring up the fight. That's when you stand up for the people who aren't in the room. That's where you make sure that there is actual sustained changes to programs throughout the city, throughout the state, throughout the neighborhood, throughout the country. It starts with you. And you're going to make mistakes.
Yeah.
It's human nature. We make mistakes as activists all the time.
Yeah.
We fight, we yell, we argue, we come back together. But we learn from those mistakes. We don't let those mistakes count us out. We don't let that be the end of our fight just because we got something wrong. You're going to get things wrong. It's a system that has been set up since the beginning of time. There are going to be things that you don't know. There's going to be strategies that they have that we don't. But we need to know what they are so that we can move forward and once again have that sustained change. So if you're not sure how to respond, simply listen. If you're not sure what to read, then research. If you're not sure what to do, then donate. But when you go back and have these conversations, don't let anyone ever tell you that they're not sure how to help in this movement. My final words go to the children and the parents on behalf of the children. On that table over there, once again, is a set of books that tell the stories of Black children from their perspectives a lot of times. Bring those books into your homes. Read those books with your children. Share those stories. Because at the end of the day, I want this next generation to be able to dream like Martin, to lead like Harriet, to fight like Malcolm, to think like Garvey, to write like Maya, to build like Madam C.J. Walker, to speak like Frederick Douglass, to educate like W.E.B. Du Bois, to believe like Thurgood, and to challenge like Rosa. The work started hundreds of years ago, and I'm here to pick up the baton and carry it for as long as I can. But it's not work that can be done alone, and it's not easy. So I'm asking for each and every person here today under the sound of my voice to get involved far past showing up for protests.
That's right.
Far past listening to speeches. Put yourself on the line.
Yes.
Because everyone out here showed up as an ally. And now the Black Lives Matter movement needs you to be an accomplice. Thank you.
Woo.